everyone, Chris from Macombu here, and I'm here with two of Sony's more affordable phones that it's launched in 2017. So you've got the Xperia L1, which is just hitting the UK now, £150, one of the most affordable Sony mobile phones you can get. And of course, going to compare to the Sony Xperia XA1, which is one of the best affordable handsets that Sony has ever launched. £229, so it's a bit more expensive, but still offers great value for money. So as you can see, first of all, of course, design-wise, there's a bit of a difference. The Xperia L1 is a 5.5-inch handset, definitely much bigger than the Xperia XA1, not so much in terms of height, but in terms of the width and everything. As you can see, it's got a good bit of extra girth there compared to the XA1. Definitely a little bit more troublesome to use one-handed, but you can still just about use it. It's still fairly comfortable to grip and operate with a single mitt. XA1 definitely wins out though, mostly thanks to that gorgeous edge-to-edge design. As you can see, there's practically no bezels to the left and right of the screen. Very, very good. The aesthetics on this phone, absolutely stunning for the price point, definitely. Whereas the L1 sort of has a bit more of your sort of your budgety feel to it, I guess. But still rocks that nice sort of Sony, reasonably flat top and bottom edges. So it definitely sets itself out compared to a lot of the other £150 handsets, which look a bit sort of cheap and plasticky, definitely. In terms of the actual backing and everything as well, they're both sort of got a reasonably soft touch back to them. They're both made of plastic, of course. The L1 has more of a sort of a fuzzy feel to it, I guess. As you can see, unfortunately, the XA1 has picked up a couple of nicks, a couple of scratches in the last couple of months. So yeah, I would definitely recommend taking good care of it if you pick one up. The L1, hopefully that will resist scuffs and scratches reasonably well, although it's already got a couple of little marks after just a couple of days, so we'll have to see on that front. They both have little pull-out trays on the edge here, which is it's actually just more of a pull-out tray on the XA1. It's actually just a flap on the L1, which you pull open, and that's how you insert the SIM card and the micro SD memory card as well. Both support micro SD, which is lovely stuff. They've both got a 3.5mm jack up top, as you can see there. And on this edge, of course, you've got the power button and the volume rocker on both handsets. You've got the lovely iconic rounded Sony button on the XA1, whereas it's just more of a blend-in, bog standard effort on the L1. And you've also got a dedicated camera button on the XA1 as well, which is lovely stuff. And down below, you've got Type-C USB on both handsets, as well as, of course, a speaker. Neither phone, unfortunately, is water resistant, which you'd kind of expect at this sort of price point. And of course, neither has a fingerprint sensor either. So if you want fingerprint security, you're going to have to pay up a bit more for a more premium handset, unfortunately. Now, both phones are rocking a 720p HD screen. As you can see there, they're both reasonably crisp. You'll sort of struggle to make out any individual pixels on either. Even the bigger Xperia L1 definitely does a solid job in terms of streaming video, imagery production and all the rest of it as well. You do, however, get Sony's super vivid modes, image enhancement on the XA1, which you do not get on the L1. That said, the L1 still puts out pretty punchy colours, as you can see side by side there. There's not actually much difference in it at all. This has super vivid mode activated at the moment, and you'd kind of struggle to tell the difference on most of the hues. I think you'd see if you look at the Facebook logo, there's a slight difference there, but apart from that, you kind of struggle, to be honest. So definitely both do the job. They've both got decent viewing angles on them, and they're both round about the same brightness level as well. On maximum brightness, you'll not struggle to make out what's going on, even if you're outdoors in bright sunlight and the rest. So lovely stuff. As you can also see, they're both running Android Nougat, complete with Sony's own overlay. So that just adds a few bonus apps and features in. So for instance, you've got the likes of Sony News and all that kind of stuff in there. Sony's own album, music, video apps and all the rest of it. You get a few other little bits pre-installed as well, such as a direct link to Amazon Shopping and Kobo eBooks. So I'm guessing that's just random deals that Sony has done with some of its partners. In terms of the general settings and all the rest of it as well, you get full Sony tutorials on both of these handsets as well. So you've got the full assistance, which helps you to get the phone all set up and helps you out with any other little bits that you need to know. If you're a smartphone noob, then definitely either handset will definitely be good, because they do help out quite a lot. They've both of course got battery saver modes and all that kind of stuff shoved in as well, stamina and an ultra stamina modes. This has got a slightly smaller battery at 2300, as you'd expect from a smaller handset. The Sony Xperia L1 has a 2620 milliamp battery. We are yet to test the battery life for the L1, but so far, touch wood, it seems to be holding up really, really well. We reckon you'll probably get at least a day and a half per charge. And the XA1 was brilliant. When we've tested it out, it usually lasts between a day and a half and 2 days with each charge, which is lovely stuff. In terms of what's under the hood, you do unfortunately get a MediaTek chipset in both cases, which, to be fair, on the XA1 seems to do the job rather nicely for your everyday tasks and the rest. It's a 6757 chipset in here, whereas it's a 6737 in the Xperia L1, so slightly less capable. You also get less RAM in the L1. It's 2 gigs of RAM compared to the 3 gigs in the XA1. The XA1 certainly does the job, as I say, quite nicely. It's nice and swift. You don't see that much in the way of stammers and stutters unless you're trying to play a bit of an intensive game or something like that. The L1 seems to be a bit more stuttery so far in our testing, first couple of days. You do see the odd stammer and stutter, but maybe that's just because it's been downloading lots of updates in the background and all the rest of it. We'll continue to test it, obviously. However, there is a clear difference when it comes to the Antutu benchmarking. If I just load up that app on both handsets, you'll see that, generally on average the Xperia XA1 scores around the 60,000 mark, and every time we've tested the Xperia L1 it's scored under 40,000, so a clear difference there in terms of the general performance. So yeah, definitely the L1 is more geared towards web browsing and stuff like that. Apps do load with a bit of a stammer, as you can see, compared to the XA1 as well. You're generally hanging around a little bit longer waiting for it to pop up the app. And of course we'll see how good the multitask and split screen feature works. I'm guessing again there'll be a bit of slowdown in general use for that, but it is actually possible to do it, which is something. So let's get a bit of maps on the go at the same time as the browser, for instance. Turn that off and we'll see sort of how that operates. So yeah, you can do it if you need to. It's definitely possible, although as you can see it's not the swiftest around. So we'll again be testing that out in full for our in-depth Xperia L1 review. Which brings us nicely onto the camera tech. Now there's a clear difference when it comes to the camera tech as well. The Xperia XA1, we absolutely adore the 23 megapixel camera on the back of this bad boy. It's absolutely stunning for your everyday shots. It's got Sony's full superior auto mode, great autofocus and all the rest of it. Little slight processing delay when you're taking shots, but as you can see, it takes a shot pretty much as soon as you hit the shutter button. Low light, it does struggle a little bit more, but still quite capable for the price. You got your full manual controls, of course, so you can get stuck into a bit of the white balance and all that kind of stuff, get a very precise shot. And you can also shoot up to full HD video with a bit of digital image stabilization. And you get some bonus camera modes as well, such as like, so if you can chuck in a dinosaur or a leprechaun if you're into that kind of thing. Shoot panorama modes and the rest of it as well. As I say, a very capable camera, f2.0, so reasonably good in low light for the price point and all the rest. And you also get an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, again f2.0. Unfortunately, the Xperia L1 does not offer this level of awesomeness. If we load up the camera eventually, it's just a bog standard auto mode. It's not superior auto. Seems to sort of reasonably do a respectable job so far in our limited testing. We will again be fully testing that camera out, so stay tuned for our full in-depth review. Again, that slightly longer processing time because of that slightly lower end MediaTek processor and the rest of it, but you do still get full manual controls. So once again, you can tweak white balance, shutter speed, all the rest of it. And you can shoot again up to full HD video at 30 frames per second as well. Unfortunately, there's no other bonus camera modes, as you can see there, so you can't shoot panoramas or get the weird leprechauns on the go. So if that's going to be a deal breaker, then hey ho. And round the front, it's a 5 megapixel front facer as well. Both those lenses are f2.2, which means that low light performance you can expect to be slightly another step down basically compared to the XA1. But yeah, like again, if you're just looking for basic everyday performance, just want to take just easy shareable shots to share on Facebook and the rest of it, then this will do the job. But if you're looking for proper mementos to save for a lifetime, then the XA1 is definitely the one that we would recommend. So that in a nutshell is the Xperia XA1 versus the Xperia L1. Any questions, comments, theories, abuse, just let us know in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. We love you. Bye.